You are good to go.
Can you see my screen okay?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so we, in the recent months, probably like the last 6 to 8 months, we've kind of started targeting some webinars for specific financing topics versus just overall run-throughs about, FTL finance is great and FTL finance is great. But really the biggest question that we're getting is, how do I actually use financing, or how do my techs bring this up when they're in the home trying to sell the customer? When we get to the payment option, we're kind of frozen. We don't know what to do. So the first thing that we're gonna review is, first of all, we do everything for the home. That hasn't changed, but we do everything from HVAC, plumbing, electrical. If you have contractors that are dabbling in like appliances, remodeling, roofing, flooring, we can do anything in the house. I had somebody yesterday call about mold removal. We can do that too if that's something they're interested in. So anything they're doing in the house can be rolled into the financing options. And then just a quick overview, every single contractor that signs up with us is going to get a designated inside sales rep and a designated account manager. So their inside sales rep will actually call and do a training call with them once they get started. So they'll get started, and then the next day they'll get a call to set up like a short training just to make sure that we get them logged into the website. We have a mobile app. They'll make sure they get logged in there. They'll help them choose some different financing options and then go over some of the different features of the website just to make sure they know what to do when we do have a customer that's ready to submit an application, or when I'm ready to get paid for a project that the contractor has actually seen this before. So, and they do have 2 different sales reps that they can call at any time. It's going to be typically the same 2 people answering the phone. They're not going to be put on some crazy long call queue or anything like that. We also encourage them to discuss the project, not the price. This is not a new concept in financing, so really avoid the sticker shock. I actually just bought a car a couple weeks ago, and not one time did they come out and say, this car is going to be, $25,000. It was all, this is monthly payments. This is where we can get them. What are you looking for? So we very much encourage our contractors to do the same thing, focusing on the monthly payments, avoid that sticker shock, because the demeanor completely changes when you move from, it's $8,000 for the system change out versus I can do payments for about $150 a month. We also will review 3 steps that are going to close the sale. So we do have a feature on our website and our mobile app that allows contractors to create a proposal that meets the homeowner's requirements. So it'll show some different monthly payment options, which I'll show you guys. We want to make sure that we show the homeowner multiple monthly payment options so that we get a good idea of what kind of fits in their budget, and then schedule the install while we're still there. And then if anybody has any questions, also feel free to interrupt me as we go. We also encourage them to take the time to ask the right questions. I know that it is getting hot, and I know during cooling season, people are extremely busy. We are the busiest right now with contractors saying, I have customers that need financing now. I need to get signed up right now. But just really encouraging them to ask the right questions in regards to replacing their system, and then just to kind of get a better gauge on if they can do any add-ons or add on any services, maintenance plans, stuff like that. So just some typical questions. I'm not going to read through this list, but nothing on this probably looks too crazy to anybody, but just really getting a good idea of what the customer is looking for. And then making it an option for everyone. So this is where we kind of segue into, how do I actually talk about financing? So I'm a tech, I'm in the home, I go and assess what the problem is. I say, this is what I'm finding. I can accept cash, check, or credit cards, and I also have financing plans available. How would you guys like to proceed? So getting a good idea of what the customer is looking for before they actually get to, I finished the work, now what? It's typically a great place to start. That way they can start kind of thinking about monthly payments before the work's actually been completed. So this is the project estimator. This is available on our website. We do have a live mobile app that mirrors every single thing that can be done on the website can also be done on the mobile app. So if there are companies that are just using iPads, just using cell phones, that is perfectly fine. They can do all of this from either one of those. But we really encourage the contractors to use this tool. This can also be kind of integrated with some of the other platforms they may be using, like ServiceTitan, stuff like that. Typically, there is a spot to plug in some different payment factors from FTL Finance, and then they can do some of this through those platforms as well. But we really encourage them to use some type of project estimator so that they can quote some different payment options or use like good, better, best options. So this is an example of just what this looks like in the mobile app. This is a screenshot of the mobile app. So you just enter some different financing amounts. So I could do like 5,000, 5,000, 5,000 and show 3 different payment options for one price point, or I could do 5,000, 7,000, 9,000 and do a true good, better, and best option. Once I create this estimate, I can just type in my homeowner's first and last name and their email. I can email it to them, or I can text it to them directly from my phone or tablet or whatever it is I'm using. So then I'm a homeowner, I get this email that says, you know, here are your financing options with FTL, and then I just click this and it comes right to my phone or tablet or email or whatever it is that I'm using as the homeowner as well. So again, we are really encouraging some upselling with good, better, and best, especially now with COVID. We are seeing more and more projects that are service-only projects. So things like IAQ or just basic repairs, stuff that's under $2,000, $3,000 even. There's still some opportunities to upsell those service projects as well, but really encouraging the contractors to sell with good, better, and best options. So present a basic system, a higher efficiency system, and then their highest efficiency system, like with all of the bells and whistles, and then just showing different monthly payment options on each of those price points. So you can see here at the bottom that based on the programs that were selected for this example, the monthly payment really is not that different between those 3 options. Based on what we've chosen, you can just extend the loan out a little bit longer, and then the monthly payment stays pretty much in the same range. So the homeowner can select which one works best for them. If they want a lower payment, you can play around with some of these programs to get a lower payment. And typically, about 50, 60% of the time, the homeowners are going to go for this middle option when they're presented with 3 different good, better, best options. Any questions on any of that so far? All right. So this is just another example. If we did good, better, best, this is what it actually looks like when it comes to the homeowner. So if I'm looking at this via text or via email, this is what it's going to look like on my device. The contractor can type in, you know, this is my basic package, this is my better package, this is my platinum package, and this is what's included with each of those. If the customer does call and they want to give us their contractor's name, we're actually able to pull up this proposal and we can see what the contractor actually quoted them. So if the contractor needs help with paperwork or, you know, explaining monthly payments, we do have access to anything the contractor has generated for them, so we can have these conversations as well. So again, this can also be printed. It says text or email. This can be printed from our website too. So if we have contractors that are consistently offering the same system price points, they can print these and have these ready to go for customers. We do have some new consumer flyers as well. I'll make sure the marketing team gets those that contractors can use. They're directly designed to give to the consumer. That's not something we typically focused a whole lot on in the past, but now we do have some literature that they can just hand directly to the customer. So once I've presented some of my different payment options, I need the customer's go ahead. So just saying, you know, this is the high efficiency system I'm thinking will be a great replacement for your old one. With approved financing, it's going to be about $150 a month. We can install that tomorrow. We also accept cash or credit card. How would you like to move forward? Do you want to move forward with the monthly payment plan, or would you prefer to pay with cash or credit? So we are not encouraging the contractors to be super, super high pressure salespeople. That's not what we want. We understand that is a very big turnoff for homeowners, but just kind of putting it out there and then letting the homeowner guide the conversation in regards to financing. Questions on any of that? Okay. So then submitting an application, this is very similar. If you were in any of the training that I did the last time I was there, it's very similar. Every single contractor that signs up gets a link that is exclusive to their business. This link can be texted or emailed to the customer to apply directly from that link. The contractor doesn't have to take any personal information, no social security number, nothing like that. If they prefer, contractors can also start an application. So they can say, you know, I know this project's going to be about $5,000, and I know the homeowner lives at 123 Maple Lane. And then from there, the customer can then complete the application.
What's in that other box? Good to go.
Right.
All right.
And then the mobile app, again, that is available for every single contractor that signs up with us. So anybody that signs up gets access to this mobile app. It has all of the features that the website has. You have access to some of our literature, and then you can submit applications, you can generate paperwork, all that can be done from the mobile app. And then decisioning, so once the customer actually applies for financing, so you presented these great financing options to the customer, both the contractor and the customer will receive a notification from FTL Finance. It says within 15 minutes, it's usually closer to like 5 minutes regarding the status of the loan. So we will notify the customer and the contractor both whether or not that customer has been approved for financing. We do notify the contractor just in case, God forbid, the customer misunderstands or says they've been approved when they haven't. So both of them will be notified directly from FTL Finance. And then there's a couple of different types of approvals. This has changed a little bit over the last couple of months for the better. So we have a couple of different types of approvals. The first one is a standard approval with FTL Finance. These are consumers that have strong credit profiles, so I don't have anything crazy going on. I haven't missed multiple payments on my house or mortgage, nothing like that. And then if I'm a standard approval with FTL Finance, I can use any program that FTL Finance has available. So FTL has like 25 different financing options. That's great. Nobody needs that many. So when a contractor signs up with us, they actually have the ability to customize programs that they want to offer. They can pick and choose. They can choose one program. They can choose 10 programs, as many as they want. Those can be added, edited at any time. But when I have a customer that's approved, I can offer them any program that FTL Finance has available. Something new that has launched in the last month or so is we can also approve customers for higher amounts than what they've actually applied for. So if I'm a customer, I apply for $7,000, we can come back based on their credit and say, yes, you're approved for $7,000, but if you were looking to have any additional work done, we can also approve you for up to $10,000 or $11,000. And then that also works in the reverse as well. So if I'm not quite approved for everything I wanted, we will come back and say, well, we couldn't approve you for $7,000, but we can approve you for $5,000. Maybe we can get you some kind of basic system change out instead of the higher efficiency one that you were looking for. Questions about any of that? All right. And then again, once the customer has been approved with a basic, just a normal approval, the conversation just goes, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, FTL has approved your application for financing. What type of monthly payment or length of loan are you looking for? So are you looking for about $100 a month, $150 a month? Do you want to pay it off really aggressively? Do you want to extend it out a little bit? What are you looking for? And then as the contractor, I have a better idea of kind of either where to start my proposal, or if I've shown them a proposal, kind of where they're leaning toward in the proposal. And that way I'm being consistent about what I'm presenting to the homeowner. And then closing the sale, just Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, you mentioned you're looking for monthly payments under $150 to get you everything that we've talked about. I have a 60-month term at $120 a month, and I can, again, install that for you on Thursday. And then go ahead and show them, again, that different proposal that you brought up. It's the free options that you've shown them. So these are the different proposals that I've come up with. I have one for about $121 a month. It includes everything we've talked about. Does this fit with what you're looking for? So again, just being consistent, showing some different options, really gauging what the customer is looking for in terms of monthly payments. And like I said, every contractor has the ability to customize what programs they want to offer. So based on what they select, that is what programs will be available in this project estimator. So if I have chosen only to offer 3 different programs, those 3 programs will be available for me to present to customers. If I've chosen 10, then I can choose 10 different options to show the customer with monthly payments. A second type of approval that we have, so everything that we've talked about so far is based on just the customer being a standard approval with FTL Finance. So I have a strong credit profile, again, nothing crazy in my credit going on. For customers that fall kind of in the middle, so I'm not terrible. I don't have like a 500 credit score. but I'm also not like an 800 credit score, like in the 700s. While everything is not based on credit score, we do look at everything from debt to income ratio, am I paying all my credit cards on time, stuff like that. We do have a program for people that kind of fall in the middle. So maybe I had some problems last year, but I'm trending upward, or maybe I just started having problems and my credit's fallen a little bit in the last couple months. With these types of customers, there are going to be some additional programs that FTL has available. So they are not going to be just a standard approval. And with this type of approval, the customer is typically going to have a higher interest rate just because they're a little bit riskier. With that being said, there will always be a free option to the contractor. We understand that it is not the contractor's fault that the customer has poor credit or that they've made some poor credit decisions. So there will always, always, always be a free option, even to the highest risk customers. And that conversation goes a little bit like, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, FTL has approved you with their higher risk program, Approve More. Your monthly payments are going to be $110 a month for the length of the loan. If you'd like to proceed, I can be out on Tuesday to install your system. So we only give them one or two options. We will come back and say the customer's been approved for this interest rate for 60 months. This is the only thing they qualify for because they're higher risk. So at that time, the contractor would just say, this is the option that's available. If you'd like to move forward, let me know. But at that point, those different monthly payment options become a little bit moot because this is the only option that they have available. Questions about this? Okay, so again, this is for people that kind of fall in the middle. So I'm not terrible, not great credit, but I'm either trending upwards or I'm starting to trend a little bit down. So people that are in the middle. And then the last type of approval that FTL has, and this is a little bit newer and it's been a little bit restructured in the last couple months, again, for the better. So FTL has actually brought on 3 second source partners. They are third-party partners that will review any application that FTL Finance declines. So if I'm a homeowner and I get declined with FTL Finance, my information is automatically reviewed by 3 other lenders who are going to try to get me some type of financing. The customer's credit is not hit multiple times. It doesn't get sent anywhere crazy. Everything is still done through the FTL Finance platform, but it'll go from one of our second source partners, and then if they can't pick it up, then it's sent to the second, and then if they can't pick it up, it is sent to the third. So it works just like a waterfall effect. And then typically contractors are seeing about an 80 to 85% approval rate when using all of these different options. Again, this is for homeowners with very, very challenged credit. So we are talking like low 500s. I'm not going to get approved at my local bank likely. I've had some big problems within my credit, but we're going to try to get you some type of monthly payment. And then that conversation goes a little bit like FTL Finance cannot provide you with an approval, but you might be eligible for one of their second source options through their Loan More program. Please check your email for instructions on how to move forward. So these programs typically deal directly with the customer. So the customer will then move forward based on whether or not they like the terms that the second source partners have then presented to them. So again, the second source partners will come and say, this is what you qualify for since you're high risk. These are the only options that we can offer to you. And again, very, very credit challenged customers, we're talking very low credit scores, likely not going to get approved anywhere else, but it's just some type of monthly payment option to have the contractor be able to close the sale. And then questions about any of that? Okay. And then just finally, we have a very simple registration still. Everything is still just done online. It's a 5-minute form on the website, or contractors can call me directly and I can take the information over the phone. We do need a copy of the owner's driver's license. We will need a contractor license number. Typically that can be verified online, so just the number's fine. And then just a couple invoices showing recent purchases from one of their distributors. Something else that we are also now requiring is an electronic signature on a contractor agreement. So once I submit this form online, it just generates a DocuSign that gets sent to the contractor. Contractor needs to electronically sign that, send that back to FTL Finance, and then they are good to go. So right now, registrations are typically taking about 2 to 3 business days. So we are doing it pretty quick. Now really is the season where we're hearing a lot of, I have a customer waiting, I need to get signed up right away. So we very much encourage contractors to sign up before somebody asks for it. That way they're ready to go when somebody does ask for it and they're not waiting a couple of days in order for their account to be activated. And then that's all I have on the slides. The last thing I want to mention that FTL has updated is the APR team may be familiar with this, but we have actually gotten rid of our pre-screen or pre-qualification for customers. That was when we did a soft pull on the customer's credit, and then we let them know the likelihood that they'd been approved for financing. So that has actually gone away just because about 30% of homeowners have opted out of those services. So the data that we were getting back was just very inconsistent and it was just very inaccurate. So customers were getting told, you know, you probably won't be approved when they really were, and it was just because they had opted out. So again, that pre-qualification is no longer available. We just encourage contractors to submit an application for any interested customer. Since we do have those multiple different financing options, it's likely that about 80 to 85% of their customers are going to be approved. And that is all I have for you guys today. Does anybody have any questions?
Must have been a perfect presentation.
I don't have any questions.
Okay, well, if anybody comes up with any, that's my number, or if you're on the APR team and you have a contractor looking for financing, you can give me a call or just shoot me a text with that customer's info. I'm happy to reach out to them directly. You can share my info with them. I will have a temporary replacement here in September. I'm just trying to let all my accounts know. I am going on maternity leave in September for about 8 to 10 weeks. So you will have a temporary replacement, but I will send all of that out to you guys as soon as I know who that is.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, very excited. But I will be back, just very temporary. But I just want to make sure that everybody knows there might be somebody else calling you there for a couple months. So don't get freaked out about that. But that is all I have for you guys. Again, if anybody has any questions, feel free to shoot me a text, shoot me an email, and just let me know.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks,
Samantha.
Samantha.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good day.